Starmen Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another Starman Let's Look At. I'm your host Devin. With me is Cody and David.
Hey everybody.
Greetings to everyone!
And guys, we're going to look at the Wii.
We would like to play.
Woohoo!
So this would be Nintendo's, what, 5th console? 6th?
Can we really
Fifth,
keep...
I believe.
Yeah. 5th, if we're not counting handhelds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5th home console.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And this white box of miracles was supposed to revolutionize the gaming industry.
Yep.
What was the philosophy behind it?
Oh, you can't rely solely on power, as Miyamoto put it.
Also compared it to having too many dinosaurs and going
Yeah.
extinct.
Yeah, it's like having too many dinosaurs and going. Yeah, exactly. Also, to try to broaden the audience, which always goes well.
Yeah, well, you know, you want to get those casual players in.
Yeah.
And I guess that particular system helped with that a bit.
Little bit, but
Ultimately,
in the end,
wasn't a great system.
so
Well, it started off well.
Yeah.
yeah, so this was launched in 2006
Yeah.
and kind of died off in 2011 when the Wii U replaced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5-year run.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah, for a system that's not bad.
It's about average.
Yeah. And some features of this system.
Well, I believe it was the first Nintendo system that had internet connectability.
It was. You could connect this thing to the internet. It had its own shop so you can download games.
I think the first time Nintendo did that.
Yeah.
And technically, wasn't it also the first Nintendo one to have motion controls?
Yep.
Yeah, it was built around that.
That was its bread and butter right there.
Yep. Even with the games where you just use the wand as a controller.
Yep. So, it was very adaptable, but awkward.
Yeah. Like, they used the mechanics, but they didn't really... What's the word I'm looking for? Field tested very well.
No, it was kind of buggy around some of the motion control mechanics.
Exactly. Needed more time in the oven.
Yeah.
Not done. Put it back in.
And other features were it could play your GameCube as well as the new Wii games.
Those were only the early models.
Or the early models. They took that out, but
Yeah.
on launch we're looking at...
Right.
It's basically supposed to just be an upgrade to your GameCube. Well, that's how I always looked at it.
Yep. Much like the Wii U was one to the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, the first time they started using SD cards for saves.
Oh, that's good.
We used SD cards?
Yep.
Yep, he's right.
Interesting. Never had one, so I didn't know that.
Mind you can save your GameCube. You needed a GameCube memory card specifically if you want to save GameCube stuff.
Which the Wii had
Yep.
at the time.
It slots for 2 GameCube memory cards and 4 GameCube controllers.
Interesting.
Hey, whatever works, right?
And the wireless controllers, which I think was also a hindrance to it, to be honest.
Alright. In what way?
I don't like battery-powered controllers, to be fairly honest with you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they don't hold a charge for very long.
No, and it didn't come with a remote charger. They would later launch an adapter for that.
Right.
But when you first got the thing, you were putting in 2 AA batteries into the back of the controller.
Every day.
Almost every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes. The curse of the wireless.
Yep.
Battery power.
And there's no other way around that.
Nope.
Anybody want to buy a Wii?
So, pop quiz. What was its original project name before they just landed on Wii?
The Revolution.
The Revolution.
Probably should have stuck with that.
They were going to, but Wii just sounded more fun and friendly.
Sure it does.
I forget the exact reasoning, but like Wii's like it sounds like us together.
Yeah.
We play.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It also sounds a little awkward.
Yes, we're not going to get into that.
Oh yeah. Many jokes were already made when this thing launched.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing that it introduced that's actually stuck around for actually a long time, the Mii's.
Right, the maze.
Yeah. So you can create your own little avatars, and this will be a feature for later systems.
Yep.
Nice. That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and more games start to you're allowed to include your Mii now as a playable character. So
Yep.
That is interesting.
So, oh, sorry, David.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask Cody about the list of games for the Wii, but if you had something else before that.
I'm just going to ask if Wii Sports was the first one that used the Mii's, I mean.
I think so, yeah.
Alright.
Interesting. Okay, so we got Mario Kart,
Of course there would be a Mario Kart.
Yep.
Super Smash Brothers,
Of course there's going to be the Smash Bros.
and Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, that one needed the Motion Plus, didn't it?
it did.
Oh,
So let's talk about that real quick before we go down this list.
God.
So the Motion Plus was an enhancement to put at the bottom of your Wiimote
Yep.
to make it sync better with the TV, or so the control motions were more fluid,
Okay.
because the original one was kind of janky.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you really needed it for Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
Now I gotta wonder, how bad was this?
wasn't that bad. It did suck some power out of the Wiimote
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, so
You
you
were
have to replace
changing-
the batteries even more.
even more often, unless you got a charge station,
Ugh.
and then you'd have to take the thing off to put the thing on the charge station, or you would have to actually buy a Wiimote with the Wii Plus in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. And like, how many games use that Wii Plus?
Not many.
No, I know
It's like-
Skyward Sword was exclusively you needed that.
Yeah.
You were never going to play that game without it.
Yeah, it was pretty much made for it. It was the expansion pack version of for the Wii.
Yeah,
I noticed that's something Nintendo does.
What?
Create something that only works with a few games.
yeah. Like they try to implement it more, but like the technology, not everyone wants to use it.
Yeah.
Going on that list still.
So we also have Animal Crossing.
New City Folk, I think is the one.
Yeah.
The original Animal Crossing was for GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Had one called Super Mario All Stars. I wonder if that's like a remake of the.
It's the remake of the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Which were released on the original Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Wow. Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yep.
Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Bad memories?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, like. The Last Story.
Yeah.
Part of Operation Rainfall, as I recall. It was a campaign to get 3 exclusive Wii games overseas. Last Story was one of them.
Okay.
The other 2 were Xenoblade and Pandora's Tower, I believe.
Okay.
Interesting.
Where you go on.
Well, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Yeah. that was an interesting release because it released for both GameCube and the Wii.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So, GoldenEye 007, which I guess is a remake of the
N64 one.
N64 game. Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I've never had the pleasure of playing the game,
No.
so I can't even say if it's a pleasure.
So, I imagine we can keep going on that list,
Oh, yeah.
but
But Cody, you forgot the most important one. Other M.
Oh.
yeah, the Metroid game that shall not be named.
Alright.
That was actually next on the list.
I tried to cut him off in time, but Dave just pushes him over the edge.
Yep.
Why?
Because I can.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So, the reason we listed off those games is because we'll notice that a lot of those games don't actually use the Wii control motions.
That's true.
Yeah.
There were a few, but
Yeah, they kind of quickly pushed the weak motion controls aside later on.
yeah, I think they finally realized that no one wants to really use the motion controls.
Yeah. Like, even Mario Galaxy, I didn't even like the control, didn't like using the Wii motion controls in that.
No,
And it was designed for it.
exactly, but
There's just something weird about holding the Wiimote in the nunchuck.
yeah, it doesn't feel like a normal controller, and
Yeah.
it feels so awkward.
Yeah.
Like I tried playing one of the Zelda games on Wii.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was like Twilight Sword or not. It was the one that used motion controls for the sword.
I want to stop there because you just combined the two Zelda games into one title.
Yep.
Oh,
There's Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, and you said Twilight Sword.
could be a good game.
I'm assuming Twilight Princess because it was the earlier one.
No, because he said he was using the motion controls for the sword, so it's Skyward Sword.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I played for 10 minutes and it was like, no.
Yeah. No, so, yeah, that was a feature that they were hoping would take off that kind of didn't.
No. No.
Guess what else they tried to do? Accessorize the Wiimote.
Oh yeah, this like useless plastic for every game.
Oh.
Pretty much.
So, we had the zapper,
Yep.
the wheel,
Yep.
we had a lightsaber.
Oh yes.
Damn things.
There was actually a Master Sword.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And a shield. The Hyrulean shield for the friggin' Twilight Princess.
Interesting.
It attached to the nunchuck for some reason.
Are we immersed yet?
Do you feel like you're Link? No, I feel like I'm holding cheap plastic and it's making it really awkward to play.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why did you make these things to be innovative? You failed.
It's immersive, Cody. It's supposed to make you feel immersive.
You know, everyone wants immersion.
Yeah.
So, let's quickly look into the eShop and how that was going. So, who had the pleasure of actually shopping in there?
I had a brief moment. I honestly only used it to get Mega Man 9 and 10.
That's fair. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they did have some unique stuff in there, like they had a Castlevania and a Contra.
Yeah. Yeah, so it has some unique, interesting titles. Usually, Super NES and NES portal or emulation. Some indie titles that are kind of obscure and never heard of ever again. The main issue with the thing is that it used a point system instead of a money system.
Yeah.
So $20 got you 2,000 points.
Yeah. Like, I heard about that and it just confused me.
As it probably did with a lot of people.
Yeah. It's not that hard to figure out, but it was just...
It's an extra step you don't need.
It's an extra step you don't need. There was also, shoot, I had another thing on the list there for the download times for games was atrocious.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't quite have the hang of the internet by then. I mean, Nintendo didn't, but...
No. Like, they tried everything. I think they even had a Netflix app at one point.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
I know it had a YouTube app, but
Netflix on the Wii.
yeah, you know, trying to stay competitive with everyone else, even though you claimed you wouldn't be competitive with everyone else.
Well, you know how competitive hatred is.
Yeah. So, we're talking about all this, but let's actually look at sales. How well did it actually do?
First quarter, it was dominating.
Yeah, on launch in first quarter, it was actually doing very well for itself. But the novelty wore off and it started to peter out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think more companies were making games for the competitors at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Nintendo likes to keep all their mascots close and doesn't like outside influence as much as their competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the curse of the N64. Like, the stuff they did in-house were good, but
Yeah.
third party usually wasn't too good.
No. So there's a reason why Nintendo doesn't do this. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the other thing that may have killed it was all the accessories and like when you, and also the fact that they stopped making it backwards compatible with the GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually a bad idea to take that out.
Yeah. Like, I got it because it just looked like an upgrade to the freaking GameCube. So I was like, I can still play my GameCube games, and I can play these new ones.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Little did you know.
Well, no, I got the first
Oh,
release,
nice.
so I actually had the backwards compatibility.
That's good.
If I would have got it later and it didn't have that, I don't think I would have bought it.
Could have been worse. You could have gotten a Wii Mini.
Oh god, those things.
Yeah. Picture, it's literally just a small box that plays Wii games, has no internet connectivity, no backwards compatibility.
Oh, I know. I've seen one.
I don't even think it uses SD cards.
No, it had an internal storage space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was very limited,
Yeah.
but the price for it was not shabby. But
No.
but you sacrifice so much just to
Yeah.
save so little.
Exactly.
It's like, you save so much money, but I don't get the internet.
I don't get anything cool.
Yeah.
No. I just get Wii games.
And you can pretty much only buy like physical Wii games.
Yeah, that's all it would actually run.
Yep.
And then you were limited on storage space, so you just had to limit your library still.
Yeah.
Like, could you even delete data?
Oh yeah, you could.
Okay, at least there's that.
But you're deleting your save games, so if you want to replace
oh,
something.
that
Yeah.
is crap.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're like, oh, geez, I hope I never play Mario Galaxy again because I gotta delete that to play this new game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't think the internal space was that big either.
No, it was not.
No, I figured.
And then bad things happen. The shop goes down.
Yep.
Goes down as in they closed it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that means a number of games were lost forever.
Yep. This also means that if you didn't have them downloaded on your system,
They're gone.
they're gone.
Yeah.
They were available for a few weeks, or I think a month or two after the shop closed. You had the option to go in and just download the games you originally had.
That really sucks.
Yeah.
But this was coming to the end of its life cycle, so it was just,
It makes sense.
yeah.
At that
And
point.
Nintendo they just wanted to shut that down. It wasn't doing well anyway.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta promote our new system. Let's forget the old shame and bring out the new shame.
Doll this one up, make it prance in front of everyone.
Pretty much. It's a show pony.
Yeah.
Goodbye, old shame.
Take this one out back behind the barn and shoot it.
Yep.
Then shoot it again for good measure.
So, personal stories or frustrations with the Wii that you guys had.
Well, you already mentioned the battery problem.
Yep.
Having to switch between controllers was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I just can't think of many. I haven't used the Wii that much, sadly.
The sensor bar and trying to get your controller to sync up and work on the TV, even just to select a game was kind of getting annoying.
Ah, yes, you're right. I completely forgot about that freaking sensor bar.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna say the damn motion control to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like just pointing and trying to hit the right options.
Yeah.
It's like you hit the wrong option. It's like, damn it.
Aim while moving.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah. It's not complicated at all.
The worst part is that, like, with the motion controls, a shooter game would do really well on that, I would think.
They had one at least.
Yeah.
Sin Punishment. Star Successor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it did well, but not enough to make a sequel from the looks of it.
No, but like if you have that kind of technology, I think you try to work with games that would actually work around that, or work with that. Sorry.
Yeah. But sadly they didn't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like what kind of motion controls can you get out of a platformer?
Exactly.
Other than nothing.
Yeah. Shake the Wiimote to make them double jump. Why can't I just press a button?
Yeah. Or shake the Wiimote to make the star make them fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lower the Wiimote to duck.
Yeah, that was actually in some games.
Ugh.
I was joking.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was Red Steel, but I heard the second one was good though.
Second one was good. The first one was still clunky and learning how to use the Wiimote.
Yep.
I remember being so excited to play it, and then
Severe disappointment.
severe disappointment.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna play. Ah, what?
The one game I will defend on this system is Mad World.
Ah, good old Mad World.
It's very violent, very bloody, but it actually, with the Wiimote, works.
It's just all around wacky.
Yeah.
Fun!
Nice.
So, later on in the Wii, my Wii cycle, it just became a Mad World playing machine.
As it should.
But with that, guys, we're going to run out of time.
All right.
So, any final thoughts before we end this episode?
Well, I appreciate them for being innovative. They just probably should have stuck to their guns a bit better.
Yeah. It was good in theory, put into practice very poorly.
Yeah.
Could have took a little bit more time just to iron out some kinks before launching.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But overall, not the worst system I've seen, but
Not the best.
not the best.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm your host, Devin. Thank you all for listening.
I'm Cody. Peace out.
David, see you later.
Have a good one, guys.